All right, man, here we are. Podcast number 1.
Wow.
Pizza like this. I'm with Antimo. I'm Chris. How we doing, brother?
Very good. How are you, Chris?
I am pretty good. Pretty good, buddy.
Pretty excited.
Yeah, I always like it when you come to Sydney and see me.
Yeah, that's good. I love to come to Sydney too. I love this beautiful city.
I come down to see you occasionally in Melbourne, but it's a long distance relationship, would you call it?
Yeah, we have a very long distance relationship. That's okay. It's still working after 3 years now so far. So I've met Chris in 2019, December 2019. So now it's 3 years. Happy 3 years, man.
Happy 3 years. It is.
Beautiful.
What are we going to do? We're going to go and eat pizza?
Yeah, we're gonna do a pizza night. Just as always, as I come to Sydney, we just go around all the pizzeria and try the best one. That's what we do.
So do you remember the first time we went on a date?
Yes, it was at Rosso Antico in where is that? In Sydney, but which area?
In Newtown.
In Newtown, yeah, in Newtown.
That was our first pizza date, and you ordered 2 pizzas.
Yeah, and after we ending up getting the third one because we were too hungry.
No, I think we went via Napoli.
Ah, yes.
Surrey Hills
I forgot about that. Yeah.
And we had another 2 pizzas.
Wow, that's good.
And I think we ended up having another pizza.
Yeah.
At
Via Napoli, yes, I remember.
And then Luciano's.
And the Luciano, yeah, we did the pizza tour. Yeah, we did 3 pizzeria in one night. That was good.
5 pizzas.
5 pizza, wow. In 2. That's amazing. That's how much that's how much passion and love we have towards pizza. Like we done in one night, we done 3 different restaurants. That's insane.
I don't know how many people
will do that.
Have gone to 3 restaurants and had pizzas. Yeah. So
wow.
I guess that just shows the level of pizza loving that we are at here. So yeah, this podcast, it's really where mine and Antimo's passion for pizza merged together, and we are trying to get to the to as many different stories and people and interesting people and pizza shops, restaurants, and discover people that are also
have this much passion,
deeply involved in pizza.
Because at the end of the day, it's not just water and flour and yeast and salt. It's more than that. Has to be more than that.
100%.
Has to be more than that.
I think you discover pretty quickly that it's more than just flour, water, salt, and yeast.
Yeah.
You realize that it's complicated.
Yeah.
It's a complicated relationship with 4 ingredients.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah. It is. It's unbelievable.
I think from my side of things, I definitely underestimated how complicated it is. That's when true. I started. I don't know if everybody starts off just thinking you mix some.
That's true.
Mix some flour with some water and some yeast and some salt, and you come up with a pizza.
That's true.
And then I think you discover this gap of where your pizzas are and where other pizzas that you've seen are, and you're like, well, what's the difference?
Yeah.
And that's the intrigue, I think, that everyone sets out on this journey of trying to make these pizzas themselves that look and taste a certain way, which it's
very hard to achieve.
It's hard. Yeah. And everybody wants a certain type of pizza that they're seeking, and to make it themselves is something which it's a long journey.
Yeah. Especially when you come from the city of the pizza, Naples, you have a big responsibilities, you know. I feel sometimes like it's like a good things, but it's like how do you say?
Curse. It's a curse.
Yes. Thank you for helping. Yeah, it's like it's good things coming from Naples. I have to be honest. It helped me a lot all my life, being from the city of the pizza, where the pizza was created, was really something that helped me, but is a curse as well, because the expectation is just insane, and then you live with the fact that you cannot go there and give a wonderful experience, because if you don't do that, you are from Naples, come on, you are the pizza where the pizza was created, so it's very big responsibility, big things on you,
big
responsibility to film. So but anyway, that's in Naples. It's good to be from there. Then I moved here 11 years ago now.
Were you ever a pizza maker when you grew up? Did you always make pizzas when you were a kid?
No, I
Did
was.
You have family that taught you and handed it all down.
To be honest, I was studying economy, and then I was helping one of my mom's friends that they had a restaurant at that time. I was helping them in this pizza shop. But I was studying. But I was always a little bit of passion. I mean, you're born with that passion inside your vein anyway. If you come from Naples, like it's inside you. You're born with that. And then came to Australia.
So how old were you when you started making pizzas?
Was about 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that was Neapolitan pizza that you were making?
Yeah.
So you had some experience before you came to Australia?
100%. Yeah. Yeah, it was. Then I came here, and then my first job was actually not in a pizza industry. It's actually a barman in Ligo Street, Melbourne.
Yep.
And then I was dishwasher, second job. Very funny. I lost 1 week. That's how much I lost. Then I was working there and there in some other restaurant, jumping in one restaurant to another to find my reality for what I like. Then I stayed to this pizza restaurant in Docklands in Melbourne. Mm-hmm. They were making like non-Neapolitan style. They were making like some sort of classic. Yeah, was the dough was mixed with the 00 flour and semolina flour, so it's got that rustic flavor, taste, and with a gas fire oven. Yeah. Then from there, I still remember I've been there for quite long, like maybe 8-9 months. And then I remember, I don't know how, this guy told me, you should go and try at 400 grad in Ligo Street to take the position as pizza maker. They're always looking. And at that time, they wanted the best pizza in the world, 2014, for the Pizza Verace Napoletana. And I remember I went there for an interview, and I met this guy. His name is Mariano. I'm still a good friend with him. He was my manager for a long time. And I still remember the way like he was treating me as a like very Napolitan way, like very harsh on you, teaching you the right things to do, not doing a mistake on the oven, not pushing the oven too hot, not lift the pizza on the shovel and bring to the flame, like all these things that a
true mentor.
Yeah, true mentor. Yeah, he was a true mentor. I still remember that. And they took me. Then I stayed there for 1 year in Brunswick. Then they moved me to be the head pizza chef at Crown.
Wow, that's amazing. In 1 year?
After 1 year, yeah. After 1 year, I was already the manager of Brunswick. After a couple of months, they named me the manager of the pizza section. Then they moved me to the Crown because they were opening a Crown casino with 450 seats at a time. It was insane.
That's insane. That's incredible. 450 seats.
456 at a time. So we were making 9. I remember at that time when we won the pizza, when the shop won the best pizza in the world in 2014. When we opened Crown in that year, I think we were making 9,000 covers a week, 4,000 pizza a week.
Wow. That is literally...
Yeah, at that time...
insane. That is an insane amount of pizzas.
Yeah, at that time...
How many pizza chefs would there be working in that kitchen?
I would have 9-10 pizza chefs, like all up. But on a busy night, we were working 6 of us at a time. We were me only stretching and dealing the dockets, one just topping, one just passing from the bench to the pizza shovel, 2 on the ovens, and 1 just cutting and garnish. 6 pizza makers at a time.
Wow, and that's a real production line to get that speed out. And how many ovens were you using?
We were 2 ovens, and we were making pizza. Like probably the pizza will wait no more than 10 minutes on the table. That's how fast we were. We were making that time 900 pizza a day.
That's intense. And that was to lunchtime dinner.
Yeah, the intensity was insane. The intensity was something that I never experienced in my life anymore after that. But at that time, probably I didn't like it. I didn't really enjoy it. But then now,
because it was hard,
it was very hard
craft, and it was unbelievable. In the thick of it.
Because was not just dealing with how many pizza you make is dealing with the stuff. Now you had to be a dad for them. You had to be a psychologist. You need to be a brother. You need to be a cousin. You need to be a mom. You need to understand them. And then you had to deal with the chef. And the chef were always stressed. And then you need to deal with the chef behind, with the man, with the stuff on the floor. And man, it's just insane the amount of you have to deal so much.
A lot going on. It's not just making pizza. There's more to it. It's full on. That many people, but that in that
to
environment.
Be honest, but to be honest, I have to be 100% honest. I'm like, after all those years, I look back and I'm like so happy that I've done that. Like probably I didn't enjoy that time, but now I'm so truly happy and so honored to do that, because that was the best experience of my life. Who I am now is all because of where I was working. I was working so hard that time. That's why. So for me, it's like, I'm super, and I'm even proud to say that I worked there and I've done, and I'm still friends with the owner and with my manager and stuff. And it's a lifetime experience. It's a lifetime friendship that I will bring always with me. So
yeah, I mean, like 400 Gradi is a prestigious place for pizza, isn't it? It's one of the best, and well known, well regarded pizza restaurants in Melbourne and probably Australia. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, 100%.
And they're still producing obviously really, really good pizziolas there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. They're still doing a lot of nice stuff. No, I don't know because I don't work there anymore, but I know that he's doing very well. Yeah, probably we're gonna go there and interview them.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be really nice to talk with them.
So 400 Gradi, and after that, so you eventually moved on from 400 Gradi.
Yeah. So at that time, I still remember that it was so hard. I have to be honest, it was very hard. And the only thing that kept me going was, of course, the friendship of my manager, that he was always supporting me. And the fact that I was very close to take the permanent ship to stay here in Australia, because my dream was to living here in this beautiful country. And then that was what kept me going. And then after I was able to achieve that goal, I left in good terms with the owner, and I worked a little bit there. And then I suddenly, in COVID time, that there was no job, no work, I started to do my own things. Like I still remember I bought this dough machine of 5 kilos, very small. It's called La Grilletta. I bought this machine, and I bought one portable oven, a Ooni Coda 16 to be precise. And then I started to make video. I started to open my Antimo Pizza Chef page, start to make some video. It was all normal, like, just stuff like that, normal things, easy. And then step by step, I saw that things was going, like people were calling me, we want you to cook pizza at our place. And then people will call me from mouth to mouth, because they knew that I was working at 400 Gradi before. And people that knew me was advising me to other people. And then, was mouth by mouth at the beginning. And I was starting to have one job a week, sometimes 2 jobs a week, maybe sometimes maybe nothing, but I was working part-time in some restaurant. And then second job, I was cultivate this passion of doing catering pizza for birthday party and wedding and stuff. And yeah, at the beginning it was like this. And then I was like, oh wow. Then I bought another oven. And then I bought a van, and then I bought a marquee, and then suddenly the Instagram page was starting to grow, and I had to build a website, and I'm like, oh wow, I have to build a website. And then I was like, I never used a computer before. Like I'm always on my phone, but I never used a computer. So I was like, what I'm gonna do? I could not afford to someone making my website, because it was very expensive to do a good one. So in COVID time, you know what I did? I just researched it, and I started to do on my own. And step by step, it took me probably 1 month and a half to do it. And I did them by myself. And then I started to pay Google ads. And then I see people start to call me regularly after COVID. And then the page was going, every time was gaining. And now it's just unbelievable. Now I have like one van, one little wood fire truck, and more coming soon. And it's
impressive. So in a small space, since I met you in 2019, you've pretty much come from having a very, almost a non-existent social presence, Instagram, after you left 400 Gradi.
Yeah.
You bought your one Ooni 16, which is a little gas portable pizza oven.
Yeah.
You started posting, you started making lots of dough. I was, getting to know you at that point and talking to you, and I was telling people, my wife, saying, "Oh, this guy Antimo, he's cooking all these pizzas at home and he's throwing them in the bin because he's just basically he's making so much dough at home and taking photos of them that you can't possibly eat them all." So he was literally just making dough, which I thought was insane at the time. But you had a mission, and you were testing and trialing and making all these new recipes, and you were always just sort of seeking that sort of the vision that you pizza makers and us pizza makers all want to make this pizza that's this perfect thing.
Yeah, it's always like this.
So you've gone from pretty much just that, and you've now built up a massive social profile, which has turned into, you had to build a website because you had people asking to do your events. So then you've had to have a website, and now you've got Google Ads, which you're now sort of running as well, and now you're getting all these leads are coming through to you for all their events, catering events, and engagement, and
weddings,
corporate events.
We were like, from last year 1-2 events a week, we are running 6, 7, 8, 10 a week, 10 events a week. That's insane. Yeah, it's crazy story. And then, as you said before, I was trying so much to achieve that perfect dough. Only God knows how many dough I have done in my life in the last 3 years. It was crazy. But now what I found comfortable with, for me to bring, because my slogan is like bringing Napoli to you. So with my events, I want to bring Napoli experience to people's house or people wedding. And what I found comfortable with now is like this dough that is a semi-direct dough, is an autolyzed dough that is sitting for 1 hour, resting, then is closed with more water, around 73% water hydration. And
so can I just come back on there just for some of the audience with, I'm still not, it's a different language, all this pizza things, when we start talking about semi-direct and direct and indirect and all these autolyzed things, it's a whole different new language.
True.
So when you're now doing the semi-direct, which is direct method, would be just doing all
it's okay. I will explain. So we have 3 different methods to make the dough. So there is a direct dough. Direct means everything is put all together at once. So water, flour, yeast, and salt, pouring all at one time together. It's direct because everything is direct in one times. So even like, for example, you pour water, and most of the people, they put water, yeast, mix together, and then they add the water, they add the flour, they add the salt. That's a direct method. Instead, this is direct. Then we have a semi-direct method that is like, for example, an autolyze. What is autolyze? Autolyze is just water and flour combined together and being rested at room temperature for quite of time. Like, can be possibly for 1 hour up to 6 hours. That is a semi-direct, because it's not direct because you're gonna wait 1, 2, 3, 4 hours before putting all together. So it's semi-direct dough, and that's got his own characteristic. Like, the dough is mainly made to make the dough more elastic. For example, dough that are not really, does have a really good gluten or very elastic gluten. With this technique, you made the dough very elastic because you mixing the dough, mixing water and flour together and resting for some times allows the gluten to be more elastic. Then we have the indirect dough. Indirect, what does it mean? So indirect dough is another way to make a pizza dough, and so it's basically water, flour, and yeast mixed together at once. Then it's a pre-ferment, so it's gonna pre-ferment for the day before, And then next day you add the other, either flour, salt, or water. And that's it, is indirect because it's in 2 stages. First stage, just flour, water, and yeast at percentage. And then next day, you're going to close it with either, depends from you, more water, salt, and flour. And that's indirect because it's got a pre-fermented dough.
Yeah. And that's what, and so you're using various different techniques for different events. And
to be honest,
it's a complicated subject, which is why
I do different.
I think I'm one of the reasons I'm interested to do this podcast with you and other guests we're going to get on is because it is such a complex subject, which is impossible to just discuss in one episode or a couple of episodes. This is like an ongoing discussion, which like we're going to have a guest on in a few episodes who is super deep, as deep as you are in pizzas, and it's like when we get them on, we'll see. But the 2 of you guys, when you talk, it's like
it's gonna be nice.
It's unreal. So, and that's really what we want to bring to everybody here is the knowledge that a lot of people have and different ways people are doing things, because there is no one way. Everyone does their own little thing.
There is no right and wrong way. It's just the management. That's the most, I would say the most important thing is the management of what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, it's for everyone, it's the same. Water, flour, yeast, and salt. That's it. Mm-hmm. It's how you manage that makes a difference. For example, with my events, let's say, for example, like, it's very hard because sometimes I have always different temperature. Like I never sit, I do the event on Saturday, it's 15. I do the events on Sunday, it's 25. You need to deal with different room temperature because you don't have any fridge bringing with you. So it's very challenging and you need to be really good to understand. It's all about timing, right amount of yeast, salt. So I'm not really a recipe. I just change between a very good pizza maker. Yeah, it's just not one recipe. You need to understand which, like tomorrow it's hot, then you change something. Tomorrow it's cold, you change something. You need to adapt. That's the pizza maker doesn't have one recipe. It's just you adapt and that's what I think people really get stuck or really get stuck in this.
100%. That's where all my pizzas went wrong, is because I just thought it was one recipe. Because that's for me personally, how I have recipe books and you cook the recipe.
That's it.
I poorly and wrongly assumed that you just do a recipe as it is, and you basically can get the same results every time. And then you don't, and you think, what have I done different? And sure enough, I was doing different things all the time anyway. I was using different flours, I was using different yeast from different places, and I didn't even know what I was doing. It was that bad. This is, when I started out, that there's so much going wrong all the time. You can't pinpoint what it is. So yeah.
No, but that's the reality. Why many people struggle. It's because you cannot give a simple recipe. You just need to change and adapt to the situation of you have. Like very important things. It's not like very important question that people don't ask is that which flour should I use for what I want to do, or for when I need to use. Like this will be question need to be asked, because every flour has different protein content and then needs more or less fermentation time. And they all differ for the water absorption. It's very, very important that the flour you use, people just get stuck in the yeast, the salt, but the flour choice, not the brand, like the flour, like protein content is very, very important in the decision of what you want to do, what you want to achieve, what you want to make, which day, for which temperature. Yeah. For example, in summer, I will hydrate the dough more. I will hydrate the dough less rather than winter, because winter it's cold. So I know it won't grow as fast. Then I can go very hard on hydration. Like I can do 75, easy. But then in summer, I have to drop to 70 or even 68 sometimes, because it's so hot and you need less hydration to work with the dough. because I'm at room temperature. Like I cannot have a refrigeration always with me. I work at room temperature, so it's even more challenging for a caterer because you deal with room temperature. You don't deal with fridge or constant temperature, always the same. Yeah,
because you're not restaurant based. You're a mobile caterer, so therefore you literally have to make your dough for the event for that temperature at that event, and it has to last for as long as you're out, which is way more complicated than if you've got a cool room or something set to a temperature. Yeah.
And even I have the second van that is a little vintage pizza truck with the Napoli colors, and I use it's wood and gas. It's multi-fuel, and to be honest, it's another things that people always ask me is that but we wanted the wood fire, about that. The things is that even in Italy now is starting to realize that the wood doesn't give any flavor to the pizza. It's not true. It was never been true,
I mean, that's a big statement because there's still a lot of people out there that believe that it does.
Yeah, no, I know, but that was saying from the president of the AVPN of the Association Pizza Napoletana Verace in Italy. So it's a statement that is made from the president
which is a big deal.
It's Antimo Pizza is the president, so he was saying
that just says that.
Yeah, so. Yeah, I was happy when he said that because people always ask me about that and they think that the wood fire give more taste to the pizza, but instead it's just a fairy tale because the gas cooks the pizza as good as the wood and the wood doesn't give any flavor. Even if I use wood, just because I think it looks good flame, but it's not. I don't use it because of the flavor. Yeah.
But there's definitely a romance of using a wood fire.
100%. That's why I use it.
You can't, there is something that I enjoy making with a wood fired oven that is special, but I do get that it's very difficult to tell whether it does flavor or whether it doesn't. But it's almost, when you think about it, when you put a pizza in the oven with a wood fire for 60 seconds, is that really going to infuse smoke?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why people buy smokers and put their meat in a smoker for 8 hours or something. It's because it takes that long to infuse. If it only took 1 minute or 5 minutes,
then everyone will do it. Like that's what I understand. Like if you could get the smoky flavor on the pizza in that for 60 seconds, then people won't lose 9 hours time in that's what I understand. But it's okay. As you said, the romance and the beauty of the flame, you cannot beat that. And I agree with you. But that's why I use wood as well. But yeah, the statement was clear from the president of the AVPN, Antimo Pizza, that the flavor doesn't give any taste. So I'm happy with that because it's some things that I always wanted to be clear, and people always no, the wood. Nah, it's not true. And that was said from one of the symbol of the pizza in the world, like the president. So,
and that's a big deal.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Very interesting. So what are your biggest challenges that you face as a event caterer, pizza chef? What are your challenges?
Yeah, the staff not trained properly. That can because when you do catering, it's a bit like, I mean, it's always the same in the hospitality industry. You need to look that you are happy and always dealing with the customers, always having a chat with them. Even if you have a bad day, you need to do it. It's not like I'm having a big day, I'm having a bad day and no, I won't talk with anyone. It doesn't work like that. That's work. So even if you are sad, if something went wrong, you don't feel 100%, people is going to come up to you, they're going to talk to you, and you need to be happy, smiling, and happened to me many times, that I want just to say to everyone, just leave me alone, but I had to be there smiling, and yeah, that's very hard. But another challenging, I would say, that is the oven, because I use gas ovens. I mean, with my new truck, I use wood as well. That's very good. It helps me to hold the heat. I mean, I'm not a fan of wood anymore. I totally love and use only gas lately. But yeah, the stuff, the stuff is a bit not, if you're not trained properly on the oven, is a big thing, because you can have the best dough, you can have the best ingredient, but if the pizza is burnt, or the pizza is raw, or if the pizza is cooked raw, or if the pizza is, You know, that's when
it can be that last stage of cooking of the dough and turning into the pizza is where it doesn't. You've put so much work in days in advance that you can ruin it on that last
part,
very last part.
That's true.
Which isn't the biggest part necessarily, but it's
one of the steps.
5 seconds too long, and you can burn your pizza.
Yeah, and pizza doesn't taste the same.
Yeah.
You can make an amazing pizza, man. We can talk about this all day, and I will tell you the same answer. Like, you can make the best one in the world, and then you're gonna cook not properly. The pizza is not gonna be good, so it's a bit of good ingredient, good dough, and the good cooking part,
and
100%,
and the customer facing being giving the experience as well for people, because that's so it's actually when the staff issue is not a simple thing to fix, because you're looking for people that are especially to help you. You take a big personality to these events of yours, and that's the reason why you're, in my opinion, popular, is because of your personality. So to have people that are representing you and not that's it's you can't have that, because the very reason you're there is because of you and what you represent and bringing Napoli and all those things. So it makes it harder for you to find those staff
100%
who are not only representing what you are doing, but also to have the pizza itself process. The actual the food needs to be to the high level that you're setting. So
100%.
It makes it very hard. And with the staffage, I mean, all over through COVID, after COVID, it's staff shortages everywhere. Is it been an issue before COVID, through COVID, and after? Is it something which has changed? Or
yes, it's been very hard. Now lately, the European people are starting to coming back to Australia, so it's really helping a little bit. I found some new stuff, an Italian guy, and now I have a pizzaiola girl. Very happy, very proud of that. She's very good. I'm very happy with that. She's from Afghanistan. She's a very good pizza maker. I really like it. Enjoy to work with her. This is something that I really wanna be one of the promote of. I wanna have a lot of pizzaiola girls in this world, because I don't think it isn't enough. It's nice to see.
Why do you think that is?
Because pizza maker has always been a really hard, manly job that people didn't really care to do it, and was like, before, long time ago, if you were a pizza maker, you were like the last pizza in the chain. And now the pizza industry is growing so fast, it's so much in the last 10 years that it's actually now a good job to have, and the passion, the love, and the remuneration is really good. And I see lately a few girls coming
That's awesome.
To the pizza industry. That's very good. And I would love to have a team of only pizzaiola girls. That's one thing that I really want to achieve.
I bet.
Let's do it. Come on, more girls in the pizza industry. We want more girls. Come on. Beautiful.
I think we've
spoke about a lot.
Spoke about a lot in the first podcast.
That's good. And to be honest, we cannot wait for a nice guest to come in on the next episode. We're gonna have a really a very good guest, and cannot see really the name, but it's gonna be surprise. That's good. Anyway, thanks for having me, Chris.
Antimo, it's a pleasure, and we are looking forward to many more of these podcasts, many more
together.
Guests together, and
that's good. Can't wait. I love it. I can talk about pizza all day long, no stop. It's gonna be crazy.
Very good, man.
All right. Thank you so much.
See you, brother. Bye.
Bye. Beautiful.